in one time.
Yeah.
So,
Side note, is it just me or does Biddy look really Irish?
I'm not gonna comment on how players' appearances affect their ethnicity, Yin. But while you land yourself in hot water for being a generic white man, I'm gonna get into the set here on Small Battlefield, where we should also be very specific. I better not hear you call this Baojiao once the set, my friend, because this is Morton.
It's Morton. Let's go, Morton. The representation of the angry men in Smash.
Jin, just because you see yourself present here on the mic doesn't mean you on the stage doesn't mean that you need to put it on everyone else. What a setup, by the way, off of that Mecha Koopa into the clown cart, finding the rapid jab, and Yin, that might just be the stop.
He's the best. He's the GOAT. Actually, though. Oh my gosh, you caught that?
That whole pressure situation was absurd. The up special there to find the pressure, force the early hero spin, and then the punish to boot. Unfortunately, that down air, you're gonna still find the final hit, so you're not able to get a drag down confirmed, but you are still able to find a whole lot of pressure. That forward air incredibly active with those big giant cannonballs, my friend. And now Mecha Koopa gonna get grabbed, but YodaCage still able to find the hits on the end lag of item pickups.
Yeah, doing absolutely phenomenal. Utilizing that Mecha Koopa to get through. Yes, I did.
When Mecha Koopa lands, and I didn't know this. I just learned something new today. When Mecha Koopa normally gets hit by something, right, it gets knocked over. But when it's still standing up, when it lands on the ground from its aerial state, apparently it just blocks projectiles.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes a low tier needs something broken. And YodaCage definitely showing it on display. Boom, popping it on the boomerang. And look, that side B, that card spin out, gonna do some damage. Boom, hit him with the bare knuckle boxing. Mecha Koopa out of shield. Oh my gosh.
And the parry to boot, my friend, with that Mecha Koopa in shield, just like a snake grenade. And the pressure, once again, too much for Biddy to handle. He just has to go down into the blast zone, reset, say try again next stock, trying to keep YodaCage trapped here, but it's gonna be that clown cart, a little bit of armor on it to boot, and so far Biddy just hasn't had an answer for this terror of princesses and other castles.
I know we say he doesn't have an answer, but honestly, some moments he doesn't really need it. He's slowly racking up the damage with arrows, boomerang, and right now 148. Look at that, almost a stock. Just a little off on the timing on that down air.
You say he doesn't need it, and I say damage is all well and good, but this Bowser Jr. at 163, you got to find a way to close out the stock. And even a raw dash attack just not gonna quite do it. You have not having an answer to this character's not just burst movement option, right? Not just burst punish option, but also burst movement option means that. How do you pin them down? Now at 204, this damage is climbing. YodaCage has stretched the stock for forever and finally gonna find it. But 71 in the tank. Biddy's got work to do.
Oh, just a little bit, but you know what? Biddy, especially piloting a character like Young Link, can do it. Look at that, boom. Follow up 33% to start off and downward slash coming on through, but off stage, what you gotta do, Nair, you know what? When in doubt, Nair definitely works.
Right, regardless of the link, if you are in doubt, just down air or just neutral air. Speaking of though, down air was such a good option for Biddy, calling out those cart jumps, right? Finding the punish and the damage afterwards, but trying to get over aggressive there on the shield, trying to get a little bit of pogo action to call out a jump out of it on the second hit. And YodaCage said, that might work at your locals, and this might be your local, but come on, man, I've seen this 1,001 times.
Yeah, YodaCage keeping it nice and clean. I will say, nice thing is, Young Link used to be an extremely common character, still pretty, still hanging around a bit, but you aren't gonna get.
You're on the East Coast, though, my friend. You're from a whole different region.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but hey, Biddy's from that area. Just saying.
I wonder what he's doing all the way out here.
He's moving.
That's true.
What?
Finally, here's
Young Link's broken. Young Link's broken.
You heard it here folks, Youngling's broken despite, I think, only ever having one really significant tournament win.
Youngling's top 10. I don't care.
And the pressure by YodaCage resetting the situation and the wand after the up special making me feel like maybe Morton is just a little bit broken to boot.
Top 5.
These characters swinging back and forth. I mean, we did say he was weird with Sonic, and Sonic is top 5. So by the transitive property, and
Sonic...
as a trans person, I'm the expert.
What?
Man, you cast with someone from Georgia once, and suddenly your commentary starts sounding like it's out of 404, as it's gonna be Biddy finding all the pressure in the world, and his down air usage again has been so creative tonight.
Down air is broken. What can you say? 152 though. YodaCage. Oh my gosh! Don't let the man have full rage. It's gonna become an issue.
Oh, are you kidding me? I was just saying creative down air usage, but the pogo stick on the Mecha Koopa to find the pressure out of field was just absolutely absurd. And just picking up right where he left off, Biddy says you might have taken the first game convincingly, but game number 2, I'm gonna make you work for it. I'm gonna rack up the damage on this percent. Double arrow into the forward air. Not gonna find the 0 to death just yet, but YodaCage still not back to stage, but he has a chance. But once again, it's gonna be that wand casting spells, and YodaCage has not missed one of those yet.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that down air, such an aggressive usage of it. YodaCage, you gotta stop him now, otherwise you know he's getting ready to just knock you out of the park once more. All right, this boomerang and arrow usage so good right now to cover so much space, but getting a little too antsy. Oh my gosh, the Zaire right on through though.
Yeah, the Zaire going right through that cannonball, and how Biddy was ready for that, I have no idea, because I've never seen a Bowser Jr. player go for that before. The arrow into the up air, the good old bread and butter, gonna close it out, and now Mecha Koopa pressure on shield. YodaCage trying to find something, and going to catch out the panic air dodge with a grab, find the corner pressure again, and YodaCage just trying to end it right now.
Oh my gosh, 77%, 81. It is racking up, and Biddy needs to find a solution. Getting through the Mecha Koopa though, YodaCage buying just enough time to secure some more stage.
Maybe it's just not projectiles, but it's just that Mecha Koopa blocks arrow, because I guess Youngling's arrow must be really low priority, because it got blocked even by the standing Mecha Koopa there. That's a really interesting interaction that YodaCage is definitely aware of. He's made very good use of it throughout this set, trying to find a way off these platforms, though Biddy has made his money here, trapping YodaCage on top of them, underneath them, you name it, he's caught it, and he's running out of room to work with, but the spin out, gonna close it out, and while Biddy came close twice, Yin, close only matters in horseshoes and hand grenades, and while a Mecha Koopa and a bomb are close, neither one's there.
Yeah, no, the Mecha Koopa did not need to get close, because it had it on lock. Shoutouts to EOSSB, by the way. How do young Link players lose? By fighting Bao, and that is what we have learned today, chat. If you too want to beat young Link, learn from YodaCage.
And like, look at like the awareness to throw out Mecha Koopa in these situations, like consistently preventing arrow, which Biddy still found so much mileage off of. But Yin, imagine what it would be if he was actually able to use those arrows in neutral rather than just his advantage states.
Truly, oh my gosh.
And finding that the trade and then also being ready for the tech to convert the stock from YodaCage was just so gutsy. Like, one of the thing that impressed me with YodaCage in this set the most, Yin, was how he just played with no fear. But Youngling throws out so many hitboxes, but he just didn't care.
Morton has never feared a child.
True.
And he will continue not to fear a child. Only an Italian man.
He is a child.
Morton is the Morton's the bully. He's the elementary school bully, just picking on little kids.
So true. I don't even have a response to that, Yin.
Tell me I'm wrong. Look at him. Look at that pose. He's power posing on young Link. He never had a chance. Look at that spin out. Oh my gosh. That move. You can't contest it. Otherwise, it's just GG's and a handshake. And you know what? Biddy learned the hard way, folks. But you know what? We got some things to talk about tonight. Isn't that
Yes,
right,
we
Ritual?
do. We absolutely do. And speaking of things to talk about, my friend, we've got Fresh Cut. We are proud to be a part of the Fresh Cut Core, where you can use the code FUSION. Go scan that QR code, input the code FUSION, and for every app download, Collision gets $1. Help support one of the best local series, one of the best tournament series out there. They don't just put on fusions every Monday. They put on regionals. They put on Collision, right? They put on majors. And speaking of locals, Ian, this is a pretty good, dang good one.
It really is. And you know what? Go follow them on Twitter. Follow them in the Twitch chat if you're here. You know what? They deserve it. Give them a little bit of love. Of course, you got the singles bracket that we're watching right now. But if you want to compete, they also got rotating buster bracket. I don't even know what that is, if I'm being honest here, as well as a specialty new Smash game that got leaked. So check that one out.
What? Vibes.
Yeah.
Speaking of vibes, though, the vibes are very rarely better anywhere else than at the Xeno Weeklies every single Wednesday. And Yin, if there was one Xeno to not miss, it would be this Wednesday's one, where it's going to be Xeno's 300th local. And if you don't know how, they love multiples of 300.